What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to the midweek. We are on a Wednesday night. Our new show with my co-host, Mr. Pete from Niner Fanatic Podcast. How you doing, sir?
What's going on, Beto? Happy to be here. Like stoked to start a show with you. Admired your show for a minute, and we've done some stuff together in the past. But yeah, it's good to have just a show dedicated to two different what do you call it? Two different kind of viewpoints.
Yeah, exactly, bro. And just getting two different perspectives from two different, vets that love the Niners. I am going to create an intro for both of our channels to promote since we're going on both of our channels.
Hmm.
Make sure to follow Pete at Niner Fanatic Podcast. Give him support. He does great content. And he has great guests. So make sure to
Appreciate
follow
you.
him. We'll be going live together every Wednesday, God willing, at 6 p.m. We'll be talking 49ers. Talking once training camp starts, we'll have more to talk about, but we're going to collab every Wednesday. So make sure to join us. I'll be on my channel. He'll be on his channel. Support us. And let's have some fun.
Let's
So
go.
to start off our first live together, bro, we're going to talk about the 2023 49er defense. And
My favorite part of the team.
same here. I'm a defensive guy. I played defense and I love coach defense and I love defense. Last year we were rated number one in a lot of categories, pretty much in all of them.
Yeah.
Um, when you have a number one defense like we had it last year, you really don't. You just hope not to lose players. You want to kind of keep your core players together. You don't want to lose any players when you have the number one. But the Niners not only didn't lose that many, they added to our already great defense by adding Hargrave, inside pass rusher. They can move the pocket from the inside to help out Bosa on the outside. Um, before we break the defense down, Pete, who was the addition that the Niners added, whether it's during the draft or free agent that you're excited to see this year?
Well, I mean, I think everybody's got to think that Javon Hargrave is going to add an entirely different dimension to this defensive line. I think in the last 2019, I think Niner fans specifically got obsessed with the defensive line, and because that year, I mean, it was our pass rush was ungodly, and from that point forward, every year that our defensive line we compared to that year, we're still talking about the 2019 defensive line. So in like the last couple of years, I would say they've been getting like a little bit less and less kind of sacks, and there's always been the who's going to be on the opposite edge of Bosa, who's going to be that other guy uh, taking some of the workload from Bosa, and what's going to happen if Bosa goes down, like all that kind of stuff, all those kind of questions. So Javon Hargrave coming into the middle, this is to me, this is going to finally free up Eric Armstead to become the force that he was when we had DeForest Buckner. I don't think we've had a guy in the middle since DeForest Buckner that could take that pressure off of him and as well as Bosa. And it's gonna be fun. I think it's gonna be phenomenal just having that body to push the pocket inward. And now they all of a sudden they can't double team. Because who are you going to double team? Who are you going to double team? If you double team anybody, somebody's coming free, and it's I'm super stoked about Javon Hargrave.
I mean, last year in 2022, the main player that offensive coordinators had to plan against was Nick Bosa. Nick Bosa
Mhm.
was your guy. Kinlaw wasn't. Eric Armstead was kind of hurt, didn't have the greatest year. We were rotating on the opposite side. Sampson wasn't that good. That's why he's no longer here.
Mhm.
Charlie Minnie, wasn't that good. That's why he's no longer here. Yet, Nick Bosa was the focal point of that defense, and he had 18 and a half sacks, being the guy they were double teaming.
Yep.
Now you bring in a guy like Hargrave, Pete, that is able to man do his own damage. So now offensive coordinators can't just focus on Bosa; they got to focus on Hargrave. How much more is that going to open it up for Nick Bosa, the great? I mean, can he finally hit and get that sack record, break that sack record this year?
Yeah, it's entirely possible. We're just hoping, like for me, I'm personally hoping that Bosa can. This will give Bosa a chance to kind of maybe be a part of the rotation and not have to carry such a high load. Like so his I think that actually his sack total might go down a little bit, but I think it might make him more effective if that makes any kind of sense. Just because you've got other guys picking up the slack, and it's not just dependent on him to get to the quarterback. He won't be the only one, because we got another guy on the other side that everybody can't wait to see. I know I can, like in Drake Jackson, that's also going to be a new added. Really, I mean, he was here last year. But he was a rookie, and eventually he hit that rookie wall. He's beefed up. Like now, they said he hasn't lost any of his explosion. Let's see if he just gets into the whole game. He had 3 sacks in limited snaps last year. He didn't have hardly any snaps, and he still got 3 sacks, and that was with him being a rookie. I'm really interested to see what he's going to do this year.
Yeah, not only did he have the 3 sacks, bro, but I think he had like 5 batted balls.
Yeah,
We haven't
super
had
long.
that in a while. Um, this kid, I'm excited about him as well. If this kid steps up to be that D Ford, uh, kind of guy. I mean, this
Oof.
front four, and you alluded to this a few minutes ago. Eric Armstead's best year was in 2019. He had 10 sacks. Why? Because the pressure wasn't really on Eric. The double coverage was on Nick Bosa, the rookie at the time, and it was DeForest Buckner putting the pressure in the middle. Now you add Hargrave. Bosa has he's not a rookie anymore. He's more of a skill player and then you add Drake Jackson on the outside. Armstead can be looking like a very good candidate to get some sacks. And you made a valid point. Maybe Nick Bosa doesn't get the sacks this year, but I don't know about you, Pete. I'm more of a pressure guy.
Mm-hmm.
I enjoy sacks. Sacks are fun to watch. For the stats, but the pressures that you put on a quarterback, getting in the quarterback's face, having him hear footsteps, disrupting his progression, disrupting him, looking at the receivers. That's what you want to do as a defender. If you get a sack, great, but put that pressure. How many people had gotten sacks that are not earned sacks, if you will?
Mm-hmm.
The quarterback just happens to run your way, trying to get away from someone else and lands into your arms. So
Yeah.
you get credit for a sack.
Yeah.
But pressures is something that you create. It doesn't just happen like sacks do. Are you on the same page with me with the sacks and the pressure type of thing, Pete?
I'm absolutely on the same page with you. Like I love that's what we liked about Emenihu. He didn't get a whole bunch of sacks, but he got a ton of pressures, and that's what we're looking for, is somebody to push the pocket consistently and get pressure on the quarterback just to make him uncomfortable. The 49ers had a ton of turnovers last year compared to their previous years, and I think a lot of that had to do with, well, I think D'Amico had a lot to do with that, but like just dialing up the pressure and blitzing a little bit more than he normally would. But the pressure and getting in those quarterbacks' faces, it's everything. And with Steve Wilkes here now as our defensive coordinator and him coaching up the back end, pause, like the it's it's going to make that pass rush even more effective, in my opinion. Like, is that what you were kind of thinking?
Yeah, and you're right with that secondary, because the secondary really complements the front four, and the front four definitely complements the back end. Pete Carroll with the Seahawks, and we're not going to talk too much about the Seahawks, but they believe in building from the back. They believe if they can cover well and not allow a receiver to get to his spot, that even the average pass rusher can get to the quarterback. But
Mhm.
now, if you have an elite pass rush and you're able to uh, defend and make sure that those receivers don't get to their spot, how much more pressure can you put on a quarterback where the quarterback can go to his first read? Because I don't care how many good pass rushes you have. If the quarterback has time just to go to his first read and get the ball out, you can have five Bosas on the line and still not get a sack from that quarterback. But
Mhm.
if you can have coverage in the back end and
Yeah,
the
no,
quarterback
undoubtedly.
has to hold on to the ball, right? That pressure's coming.
Mhm.
Now that we can bring in the outside pressure and the inside pressure, and you're right, Steve Wilkes coming in as a defensive coordinator, but not only that, he specializes in where? In the secondary. So he's going to
Mhm.
concentrate on the secondary. He's going to allow the front four to still be managed by Chris Kasarik, and I love that.
Yeah. No, I I'm getting more and more excited about Steve Wilkes, and it's because what has the consistently weak link of this defense been like? And I use that term loosely, just because is there really a weak link to a number one overall defense? I don't know that there is. But if there was a weak link, it would be the secondary. It's the one part where we've been looking for a number two cornerback, and really a number one cornerback. Like we had been, and it looks like Shavarius Ward is gonna be that guy, like that number one, steady number one cornerback. But then we had been looking for the two that was going to be opposite him. We thought it was going to be Emmanuel Mosley. He couldn't stay healthy. He's no longer here. Now you've got Amador Lenore, who has stepped into that role, and it seems like he's getting, from what we're hearing, is getting better. And he was solid last year. But not only those guys, the depth that they're building with those corners, like they have 5 to 6 bona fide like worthy corners like that can play. I feel like, and including the rookie. So we don't really know what he is yet, but I have a feeling about him too, and I think probably in his second year he'll probably show out more. But Steve Wilkes is going to make a world of difference, because we've always had Chris Kasarik coaching up that D line. We've always had we've always had the linebackers. I mean, D'Amico was here to coach up the linebackers, but we've got the best linebacker and the middle linebacker in the league in Fred Warner. The secondary was the only part that was really missing from being dominant, and I have a feeling they may take a step to that this year.
Yeah, absolutely. Just want to acknowledge a couple of people that have come in. Daniel Cantu. We got our girl Dawn in the house. We got Jedi in the house. How you doing? Damian Lee's in the house. Rafael 5629ers, faithful supporter of the channel,
Long Beach.
is in the house. Bryant Hope, one of the greatest guys out there, man. Check out his channel as well. And if you have your wives or your sisters or women that want to hear a woman's perspective, check out his wife Tony's Cope's channel, Ladies of the Empire. Get the perspective from a female about your beloved team. I like to listen myself just to get the perspective of a female, because we're always so
Mm,
used to the male uh, standpoint. It's nice to hear it from a female standpoint. Um,
true that.
so Steve Wilkes comes in first year as a San Francisco 49ers coordinator. I ain't taking nothing away from D'Amico Ryans. He did a
Hmm.
marvelous job here. He moved on to be the Houston head coach. Robert Saleh came in and did a great job, and he moved on to be the coach of the Jets. But these guys were rookies at defensive coordinator spot,
Yeah.
and they did a great job. But you're bringing in a veteran, Pete. You're bringing a guy with a
Mm,
lot of years of experience, not only as a head coach, but as a defensive coordinator. He's going to be in the booth. He's not going to be in the sidelines. He's going to be looking at primary to the secondary, making the proper adjustments. There is nothing under the sun that a offensive coordinator can throw at him that he hasn't seen already. He's seen it pretty much all. And this is what I love. I love the experience of a coordinator like Wilkes because he's seen it all. He's been coordinating for years, and
He's been a head
and
coach
he's been
too.
a head coach, correct? And so bringing that type of attitude and working with our secondary, and you mentioned Cheverier's Ward, Mooney, you mentioned Lenore, who really stepped up towards the end of the year and really
Hmm.
started to say, "This is my job to lose. I'm not going to lose it," and just took off. Then we lose Jimmy Ward, versatile player, liked him, but you bring in someone like Isaiah Oliver, 6 foot, 200 and plus 10 pounds. This guy is going to play the slot, but not only is he going to play the slot. Do you know what Steve Wilkes loves to do?
Blitz.
Blitz. You know what we did? You know we only blitzed 21% last year under D'Amico's.
Hmm.
We're looking at about 30 to 38% with Wilkes blitzing. And who blitzes very well? Isaiah Oliver there. And not only that, but we have Womack that is starting to step up looking good in the offseason. We brought in um the corner looter that
Yeah,
that
Luter.
looks very promising. Daryl Luter Jr. looks very promising. Hufanga,
Ambry Thomas. Ambry Thomas is starting. They said he's looking good in so far in OTAs. Also, I mean, it's going to be different when they put the pads on. But
yeah, but he can only benefit from a skilled coach that helps out to the secondary. Thomas should benefit from a coach like Wilkes. Then you have Hufanga, right? You have Hufanga, second year starting as a starting safety. First year he made it to the Pro Bowl, All Pro. First year, you have Gibson,
mhm.
who as a vet just really took off last year, 5 interception. He's going to be a beast this year. And then they are developing this young kid in Jair Brown in the
Mhm.
background. I'm telling you, bro, uh, bringing in Wilkes with his young secondary, the sky's the limit of what these guys can be under this coach.
Yeah, I agree. Like yeah, I mean, you said it the best. I'm super excited about you. You made me pick somebody that I was excited about at the beginning of the show, but I'm also almost equally excited about Jair Brown, and I just think the more we hear about him and the more they describe him, now this is OTAs, yes. Like you don't want to get too excited about OTAs, but he's taking away the ball,
Yes.
and that's that's exciting to hear because that's something that it took it took Jimmy Ward forever to start getting picks.
He's a
And
ball.
like yeah, so but what it makes me think is now you have, because he's not the fastest, from what I understand, he's not the fastest, but instincts. And what do we think of when we hear the word instincts? What is the one guy on the team that we've been talking about instincts since he got in the building? Hafanga. So if you have Hafanga, if you got two Hafangas on the field, and that's what I think of when I'm thinking of Jair Brown. I think that we're gonna like eventually having Hafanga and Jair Brown on the field at the same time, being able to kind of rotate them on, like move Hafanga down on one down, next down you move Jair Brown down, and they can both blitz. They're both ball hawks, and I think it has the recipe to be a very opportunistic defense
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
as
It doesn't
well
matter
as
if you're a strong
physical.
safety or you're free safety. They
Yeah,
both can
they're interchangeable.
yeah, exchangeable, and that's what you want in the defense.
Yep.
And you made a very valid point about Hufanga instincts, but one of the things Hufanga kind of had to be thrown in there. You didn't have a guy like Gibson to kind of work with him and tutor him, and he struggled his first time, and he got caught looking too much, and sometimes when you get caught looking you're going to get burned, and he had to work on
Hmm.
those things, right? But he learned under Gibson. Now you're going to have Jair Brown to sit and learn from Tashawn Gibson and pros pro, and develop under. Yeah, he's going to get opportunities this year, But he's going to learn from Gibson. So when Gibson does, if he decides not to come back next year, now you can move on with Brown and have that combination of Hufanga, Huff, and Brown back there. And who cares who plays safety or strong? Because they're both interchangeable, and you can
Mm-hmm.
utilize them both for your advantage. And then you have locked on corners, and then you have a punishing corner in the middle in Zay Oliver. I'm telling you, this defense can historically be make a history this year. It can be the 1984 Niners. It can be
Yeah.
the 1985 Bears, the 2000 Ravens. I'm talking about those type of caliber defenses. Is particularly if Drake Jackson really uh, plans out the way we hope he will. Oh my
Mm-hmm.
goodness!
Yeah. Yeah. It's sick to think that you had the number one defense last year, and they looked so dominant all season long. That nobody was able to run on this team, run the ball on this team, and honestly, that even though we counted the secondaries a weakness, it really wasn't. They weren't people weren't scoring points, and like that's really all that matters. So it's were they giving up yards from time to time? Yes, but they weren't scoring. They weren't letting people in the end zone, and that was the important thing. But they really kind of it's just amazing to me how this team finds a way to find pieces to fill in the little holes. Every single season, they find a way to find this guy to improve this area of the team. The one area that we all think is a weakness on this that we all think is could be a weakness on the defense. Oh, they find Isaiah Oliver. Like they weren't the greatest at the slot position. They get Isaiah Oliver for not a lot of money, and then you get Javon Hargrave, which none of us thought was going to happen. Like that was just unbelievable in my opinion. Just and the only way that they could do that was because of the salaries of the quarterbacks that they have on the roster. They're not really paying anybody, so it's gonna be awesome this year. I can't all I wish is that I just want them to stay healthy. Like we've had injury after injury on this team as the years have gone by. I just want them to stay healthy because I know at full strength there's just no. I mean, what do you do? What do you do? See, the Seahawks think that they've got. I know I don't want to mention the Seahawks again, but the the Seahawks got this three-headed monster now at wide receiver that everybody thinks is going to be so great. They got another running back. Everybody thinks that somehow they may win the division. I keep hearing this chatter about the Seahawks. I just don't know how you're going to score. I don't know how you're going to score on this team. It's going to be silly.
Yeah, and ever since Brock Purdy, I know we're going to continue to talk defense, but ever since Brock Purdy came in and took over the offense, we were putting up 30 plus points. So it's not like
Mm-hmm.
this offense can't put in points either. So it's
Yeah,
going to be up to the Seahawks defense to stop our offense and our defense to stop their offense. And I'll put my money on the Niners defense before I put it on the Seahawks defense. And
yeah. We are a bad matchup for them.
yep,
Like, I mean, if you go player for player, it's a bad matchup for them.
absolutely. And they have improved. And if there's a
Mm-hmm.
team that will give us fits in a division, it is the Seahawks. I'm not going to take nothing away from them. I'm not worried or concerned about the Rams. I'm not definitely not worried about the Cardinals. They got problems of their own. Uh, the Seahawks are that nasty team under Pete Carroll that never goes away. You know, it's that freaking cold or cough that it's kind of mild, but it just doesn't go away. That's the Seahawks. But the Niners, like you said, matchup per matchup, both sides of the ball are better. Uh, they may have right now maybe a quarterback, but not by far. So I think the Niners will be fine. And this defense, and we didn't have a Hargrave. Kinlaw was drafted to replace Buckner when Buckner was traded away. And for those that didn't like the Kinlaw pick and wish we would never done it, remember if you love Brandon Ayuk, you have to be okay with the Kinlaw pick, because without the Kinlaw pick, you're not getting Brandon Ayuk, because we
Hmm.
traded spots with Tampa Bay to
Hmm.
get that, to use that. So I'm just saying. But finally, now we have Brandon Ayuk and we have the Kinlaw that we always wanted in Hargrave. So the Niners, at least they admitted they made a mistake by letting the Forrest Buckner go. And then, you know what? We're not getting that pressure from the inside from Kinlaw. He can't stay healthy. We can't go another year
Yeah.
with Kinlaw. So what did they do? They got aggressive. I love the way Kyle said. Kyle says we went over. No, John Lynch said me and Jed went over to Kyle's house and we talked about getting a player. And Hargrave was the player they wanted, and they went after. I'm not gonna lie. I was like, I wonder who's gonna get the best player in this free agency. I was not thinking the Niners. I was like, okay, I
Yeah.
wanted to see other teams. And when I heard Hargrave, who was arguably the best D tackle in the free market, coming to us, oh, bro, I almost fell off my chair.
Yeah. Yeah. It's pretty. It's just an embarrassment of riches.
Yes,
That's really what it is. Like, it's. I mean, teams were already frustrated with having to play the 49ers. There is no team that wanted to play the 49ers because we're going to be physical on offense and defense. And at the very, I think there was some streak of teams losing
15-0,
after they
bro.
played us. Yeah, after playing us, like they like teams were just they were gonna lose after they played us because, I mean, they were just so banged up, and it's this defense has a chance to be even more physical, and I love it. I love it because I think that's the way you play football. I think that's the way the game should be played. It's not just a it's not just a game of X's and O's, schematics, and speed and this, that, and the third. It's about imparting your will on the other team.
Absolutely.
And that's what football's about. Like, so I love that they refuse to give away that identity of being physical and just keep hitting people in the mouth until you give.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a great article on the Athletic. If you're not signed up for the Athletic, I would really highly recommend it. A lot of great writers on there, and Isaiah Oliver, they wrote on Isaiah, and he said himself one of the teams he wanted to go to was the 49ers, because even though Atlanta beat us last year,
Hmm.
he said most of the team was specifically on offense. They got their butts kicked by Cincinnati the week after because they were all in pain and hurting. Um, Teams get hurt and they get beat down by this strong offense and defensive type of style that we play. We are physical, 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 physical. I mean, it's never been done in history of the NFL since it has existed that 15 teams, whether we win or lose, it doesn't matter, they lose the next game because that's how physical we played. And Kansas City would have been 1-2, but they came off a bye. But you know what I mean. So whether we beat you guys and win or we lose, we play so physical that you're guaranteed to lose the week after. That is unheard of, bro. 15-0,
Yeah,
15-0.
that's crazy. It's a crazy stat. Like,
Yeah, we play what, 17 games. So only out of the whole year, only two teams, and they came out of buys. I mean, one came off a bye, and the other one just won. I think it was the Bears.
yeah,
Other than that, we physically just pounded everybody and their mamas when they came to play us, bro. And that's one of the reasons why Isaiah Oliver wanted to be a Niner, because he wanted to impose his will on other teams, and he wanted to be. Who doesn't want to be part of greatness?
yeah. And let me mention this for those Philly fans out there. Like, you're one of those teams that lost after playing us. So even if we did lose our quarterback, even if we didn't look like our normal, like the normal 49ers, they were still you still lost after. So
Yep.
you're part of that statistic, regardless if you like it or not.
Yeah, exactly. You lost, you didn't win it. Um, and it's just a great statistic. I mean, I'm looking forward for this year, Pete. I know we're all excited, we're fired up. If you can hold an offense to 17 points or less, which the Niners can do,
Mm,
and you can put up more than 20 points, that's and we've seen that happen with Brock. Um, this team is poised. I mean, Vegas has this team great odds of making the Super Bowl
hmm.
without a quarterback. We don't know who the quarterback's going to be. When was the last time you hear Vegas having great odds and putting you in great odds to win the Super Bowl without a quarterback?
Yeah.
That's how good this team is everywhere. Running backs, receivers, tight ends, offensive line, defensive line, linebackers, corners, safety, everywhere.
Yeah. They're stacked everywhere.
Yeah, bro. It's like, and now we added Jake Moody. If he can plan out, he's a Michigan. He's your boy.
Hey, yay, go blue.
You
Go
know, you
blue.
know, you might not like the pick, but he's part of the team now. We're fast
Yeah, yeah,
forward,
yeah. No,
and now
he
we need
here
the
now.
best from him, right?
Yeah, it doesn't matter who we liked. It doesn't matter who we wanted to pick at that. That's all in the past now. They're all 49ers. And all that matters is that they produce. And
Exactly,
if
bro.
they produce, nobody's going to remember that that well, I mean some of us might remember, but nobody's going to care.
There you
Like
go.
if he hits a game the first game winner he hits, everybody's going to forget.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, yeah. You made a valid point. People may not forget, but it's not going to hurt as much. They're not going to
Exactly.
care as much if he's planning. You know, if he hits those game winners, especially if they're 50 yards, a 50
Ooh.
yard game winner.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're going to be like, you know what? Oh, I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
Especially when you hear of Trey Sermon no longer in the team. TDP, I don't know how he's going to turn out. He's still a question mark. You
Hmm.
hear about these two running backs. Yeah, I'm okay with the pick there if he can just do what he needs to do as a kicker. I'm good.
Yeah. Like I mean, we just need somebody that's productive. Like then realistically speaking, we've gotten nothing out of the third round pick for the last like what 2 3 years. So it's if we can get anything out of that, and he ends up being the kicker of the future, I mean it just doesn't like I said it won't matter at that point that we've got some production out of the third pick and or the third round pick, and then you got Cameron Latu and Braden Willis also like in the mix, and all the guys that they pick, they have such a penchant for finding those gems in the later rounds that I'm wondering which one it's going to be this year.
Looking at the picks, bro, and again, we're not going to know really until about 2 3 years from now.
Yeah.
But what's on paper, and if it looks like this might be one of the greatest drafts that the Niners might have done, and it's not determined yet. We got to wait a couple years, but I like a lot of the possibilities. I like the kid Brendan Willis from
Mm,
Oklahoma, tight
yeah.
end. I like the kid from TCU, um, the linebacker. I can't think of his name.
Oh, D Winners.
D Winners, and I'm really in love with the kid from Purdue, Graham. That kid is going to be. He reminds me so much of Fred Warner. Same body type, same frame,
Mm,
same everything. When Fred Warner came out of a college, and I love that from him. I love his ball hawk skills. And Jair Brown, we moved up to get him. You know what I mean? So a lot of these players, bro, can definitely be a great draft.
yeah, for
Again,
sure.
we have to wait a few years to kind of really see where we're at, but I like this draft. Let me ask you, real quick, Pete, who is your breakout player defensively? Your number
Breakout
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 player.
player this year. Uh, I mean, I'm gonna go out and say uh I'm gonna say Drake Jackson. I mean, I really have a feeling about the kid. I think he's supremely talented. I think all he needed to do was build up his strength and the stamina, to get through an entire season and to do what Kasurk wanted him to do, and really what Kyle wanted him to do. I think we're finding out more and more and more that I think Kyle has more to do with the defense than we would think. I think a lot of these guys not getting chances to play on their rookie season or getting cut down early is, I think that's Kyle. I really do. I think that he's a guy that's just like, no, doesn't like what he sees, and he's like, nope, I'm shutting you down. You need more seasoning. We're gonna put you in the oven for a little bit and let you cook. And but I think Drake Jackson took that as a challenge. This year he's come out looking, I guess he gained some weight. He gained a whole lot of muscle, and they said he didn't lose any of his athleticism. So I just can't wait for training camp to start so that we can get to see these guys with pads on and get an idea of how they're actually going to look when the season starts.
Yeah, I agree. I definitely agree. I just want to give a shout out to Tanisha is in the house. What's up, Tanisha?
Tanisha.
Also, David Villa came in a little bit earlier today. He's in the chat. What's up, David Villa? My boy
I said
David
David
McNiner is in the house. What's up, McNiner?
What's going on, fam?
The chat is on fire,
Yeah.
or should I say pineapples? The chat is on pineapples. If you don't know the story of the pineapple,
yeah, I don't. And I've watched their show, but I don't know the story of the pineapples.
Brian Cope decided to replace the fire emoji with the pineapples to in a way of giving credit to the commercial of George Kittle with the pineapple in front of him and him being butt naked. I don't know if you've seen it, but he was butt naked, and the only thing that was keeping his private for being shown was one pineapple. And Brian liked that. He got excited about it. So, in a way of backing up Kyle, Kittle, he does the whole pineapple emoji.
Yeah.
Personally, I think he got a little excited about Kittle.
Yeah, I didn't want to take it there, but
no, Brian,
he is married. He's a married man.
He's a married man with a lot of kids, so there's no question there, bro.
Exactly.
So breakout player on defense is Drake Jackson.
Mm-hmm.
Now we're staying on defense only. I want to ask you, who's going to lead in takeaways this year?
Who's going to lead in takeaways? I'm gonna go. I'm gonna say. I'm gonna say Hufanga. I think Hufanga takes a step forward.
Huff?
I think Hufanga takes a step forward, and I think that he's going to get more opportunities this year because it's another year, and I think that he's going to get better. I think Steve Wilkes is going to work with him, on honing his instincts and not necessarily just going for the first thing that he sees, but kind of just turning that more into ways to take away the ball and not so much just to lay the guy out.
Okay.
I think that Funga, because I look at this, I'm not quite sure that Deshaun Gibson is gonna start the whole season. I have this feeling that Jair Brown is gonna work his way into the lineup. I might be wrong, but I had this feeling Jair Brown's gonna work his way into the lineup. I think the kid is really talented, has a ton of heart. I don't know if you watched the interview that Jay Apani did with him, but sick. I just have a lot of faith in the kid.
I love it. Love it. So for me, my breakout player is also Drake Jackson. And my takeaway guy on the ball for me is also Huff. So we're kind of in the same. You know what? No, I'm gonna switch. I'm gonna go Lenore.
Okay.
I'm gonna say Lenore.
He's
Give my
definitely going to get the ball thrown against him the most,
give
probably.
give him some love. All right, are you ready to play a game?
Absolutely.
All right, we're gonna make it fun. This is something that I want to give credit where credit is due. This is something that Mariah from
Uh
49
oh.
Faithfully, she did this in our show yesterday,
Yeah.
and I loved it. And so I'm going to piggyback off of her. I'm doing this is not my creative idea. I'm not that creative. This is hers. Credit, and I want to give all credit to Mariah. So what we did, and we're going to do me and you. Although there's four of us on that chat, so it was teams, but me and you are going to go against each other. So what we're going to do is we're going to pick one quarterback. You're going to pick a quarterback, uh, two running backs, three receivers, one tight end, and a defense. Okay. The defense, you have to pick the year of that defense. So like,
Oh,
okay, the year of that defense, you don't have to break down like individual players. So it's the year of that defense you want, and we can't go we can only go from 1995 to now.
so 49ers, though, right?
Yeah, 49ers, yeah. So you can't go past you can't go 94, 93, and then one coach, one head coach. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put your list and my list, and I'm gonna put it on Twitter, and we're gonna pass it out, and we're gonna see which, if these two teams played each other, who would win.
Mm,
And whatever the votes are, you'll be team Pete, team Beto, and they'll be the ones that give us the points. And then on our next show next Wednesday, we'll give the results.
okay.
All right. So I'm gonna put your name, Pete, and then Beto. So again, one quarterback, two running backs, uh, three receivers, one tight end, and a defense from whatever year, not going no further than 95,
Hmm.
and then also one head coach. Okay, all Niners. So
Okay.
since I started the game, I'll go ahead and have you start. We'll go back and forth, and obviously we can't pick the same player, so it has to be
Okay.
something different.
Yeah, I
So,
figured as much.
so
So we're starting with quarterback.
you can start any position you want.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm gonna start with quarterback. I'm gonna go Joe Montana, of course. Joe Cool.
Joe Montana.
Yep. He is the. I mean, he's our goat. I'll say that he's our goat.
All right, I love it. So I'm in. Okay, so I'm gonna go Christian McCaffrey.
Okay.
Go ahead.
All right. I am going to go. I'm gonna go Jerry Rice.
Rice. Okay. I'm gonna go Terrell Owens.
Hmm.
T.O.
Okay. I'm gonna go Frank Gore.
Frank Gore. All right. I'm gonna go Kittle.
Mm. I'm gonna go. How many wide receivers?
3. So you got 2 more.
Oh, we got two more. Okay. Um, I am gonna go. Mm, two running backs, three wide receivers, a defense, one tight end, and what's the other? What's the other one?
So it's one quarterback, 2 running backs, 3 receivers, 1 tight end, one head coach, and one defense.
Okay, Walsh.
You can't. 1995.
Oh, you said 95. Ah. Then I'm going Shanny.
Shani. Okay.
Yeah.
Shani. Okay. I'm gonna go Ayuk.
Okay. I am gonna go Debo.
Debo. All right. So I got 1, 2. Um, I'm gonna go with Garrison Hurst.
Okay. I am going to go the 94 defense.
95.
Oh, that's not fair. uh then I am gonna go. I'm gonna go 2022 defense.
222.
Yep.
2022. I'm gonna go 2012
Okay.
defense.
I
So you
am.
have you have one receiver left,
Yeah.
one running back left, and a tight end, and then a head coach.
You said I
Oh
have
no
a
no,
running. Well, I have a.
you got the head coach. Sorry.
Yeah, I got a running back, a wide receiver, and a tight end.
Yes,
That's it, right?
that's it. And you're done.
Okay. Let's go. Hmm. I got so far. I have Debo and Rice.
Yes.
So, and it's right on the tip of my tongue. Like, okay, I am gonna go. You picked Garrison Hurst and CMC, correct?
Uh huh.
So I'm gonna, and I got Frank Gore. So I'm gonna say 95. I gotta keep remembering 95.
Yeah. Yeah. Gotta remember 95.
uh, but there's no chance of them getting hurt, right? So
No no
I'm
no.
gonna go.
This is them at their
So
best.
I'm gonna go Mostert.
Mostert, Raheem
Mm-hmm.
Mostert. Okay.
Because
Mostert.
I got
Okay.
Shanny as the coach. So
So I need another receiver, and I need a coach. I'm gonna go George Seifert,
okay.
Super Bowl winner. Seifert.
Just thinking.
Go ahead. You have what do you have left? You have okay. You're looking at tight end and one receiver.
I am gonna go Anquan Bolden.
Bastard! That was my guy.
Yeah.
Good pick. I should have waited. You know what? I should have got him first because Seifert. Yeah. See that that was my mistake because you couldn't take another coach, so that coach I could have taken him last and it would have been okay. That's my mistake. Good choice. Baldwin.
It gets pretty thin after 95.
Yeah, I'm gonna take. I'll take William Floyd. I mean, not William Floyd. What was his first name?
I was
His
like,
last name was
you can take William Floyd.
no. His name was Floyd too, but um,
Oh, Brandon Lloyd?
or Lloyd.
You
Do I
talking about
want
Brandon
Brandon
Lloyd?
Lloyd? I want the best of the best. So you have Rice. You have Rice. What year did John Taylor retire?
Ooh.
Was he in the 1995 roster?
I want to say he was there in 95. Let me Let me
Yeah,
see.
I don't want to take him if he's not there.
Let me look it up.
I took Owens. Yeah. Oh, Bolden. Dude, I slipped on that one because you couldn't take no other coach. You already took your coach.
Yeah.
That's a good pick. That was Bash's pick last yesterday. He likes the Bolden a lot.
Who is passing the head? Yeah, he was there in 95.
Was he?
Yep.
All right, I'll take Taylor. John Taylor. He would have been the number one receiver in a lot of teams. And so we what do you got? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1 quarterback. Yeah, that's pretty much. So what we'll
And
do
then
is,
I have tight end left, I think.
oh, that's right. You do have a tight end left.
And I'm going to take my guy. I have his jersey. Uh, uh, what? Why am I blanking on his name?
Give me the number and I'll tell you the name.
85.
Vernon Davis.
Yeah, Vernon Davis.
Davis. Cool. All right. So
I almost took Brent. Somebody mentioned Brent Jones in the chat. I almost took Brent Jones, but then I was just like, Vernon Davis was just so dynamic. Like he was a monster.
So what am I missing here? You have
Did I not take a running back? I think I have one more running back.
no, it's two. You took Mostert
I
and
took
Gore.
Mostert and Gore. Yeah.
So I took my quarterback. I'll take Steve Young.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, there's only two choices.
Steve. Wait a minute. I take Steve Young, but you can't have Joe Montana.
Oh, he wasn't there in 95.
Correct.
Okay, you took Steve Young. I will take.
I just thought about it. If Steve Young's playing 95, how can Joe play in 95?
Uh, 95. Ugh.
Yeah.
I am
And I just
going to
remember right now because
say-
Steve Young, they both couldn't be playing.
Yeah, it's really between Jeff Garcia and Cap. I am gonna say I'm gonna say Jeff Garcia.
Garcia?
I'm gonna say Jeff Garcia.
Okay. So what's up, Joey? And we got Marco Scott in the house. What's up, guys? John 95 was John Taylor's last season.
Yeah,
Okay.
it was. Yeah, he had like 40 catches or something like that.
Okay. Let's see here. So I'm gonna put this on Twitter. I'm gonna put the team together. I'm gonna send it to you as well, Pete, and then you put it on your Twitter, and you let all your fan bases know about it, and then you'll show your team and you'll show my team, both of our teams, and tell them if these teams played against each other, who would win. And they just the only answer they need to give you is either you, Team Pete, or Team Beto. That's it.
Yeah.
So a win for you, it means a loss for me. A win for me, loss for you. And then I'll get your response. And I'm putting integrity on this. So, you can't tell me 50 people told you win, Team Pete, and you only gave it out to one person. So, is this based on integrity on amongst each other? We're gonna add the wins and losses, and then we'll see.
A lot of people say that this is the greatest team ever. I'm gonna get my Trump on.
Oh my goodness! Keep politics out of here, bro. So we'll make it fun, and then we'll figure out something next week, just to make the show exciting, something fun. And again, credit to Mariah for bringing this up. She's Yeah, Brent Jones was another tight end that
Hmm.
we could have went with. He was great too. But you can't go wrong with Vernon Davis or Kittle
Yeah.
for sure. I got caught slipping on the Bolden one though. There's
And
no
I got
reason.
caught slipping on the quarterback. Like,
So at least we're fair, right, on that one because you
yeah,
got caught slipping and I got caught slipping because
yeah,
I could have taken Bolden and then taken Steve for later because you already had your coach. You know what I mean?
yeah.
What you didn't have was okay, and you know what? She added a utility player. Okay, a utility
Utility.
player, and that
Like
can
what?
be it can be a receiver, it can be a running back, or it can be no, this is fine. She added. I'm not going to copy her completely.
Yeah,
I'm going to change it up a little bit. We'll go with just what we have.
yeah.
And then we'll definitely add it all together. Hopefully before, definitely has to be before next show on Wednesday. So every Wednesday, guys and girls, we're going to be coming live together, me and Pete, at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Make sure to follow us. Make sure to follow Pete's channel.
Make sure you
Uh,
vote for my team.
and yeah, I wasn't agree with you. No, 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 no. You got me. You almost caught me slipping again, bro. I like that one. You threw that in there. I
Yeah,
was gonna say because I'm trying to build. Yeah. Vote. Nope. No.
yeah.
In this case, vote for my team. Um, you got anything you got it going on the rest of the week on your channel, brother?
I have another. I have another show tomorrow with Brandon Peebler, like from the, and I'm trying to remember. I'm blanking on the name of his show. He has an NFL show. It's an all NFL show with a group of his boys. And man, I wish I remembered the name of his show. I feel really bad right now. But I'm going on with him tomorrow. He's actually really knowledgeable, really good. We've done a show before and good chemistry. So I'm really excited about it. So yeah, check it out. It'll be on my channel on Niner Fanatic podcast tomorrow at 6:30 Pacific time.
There you
So
go. And then for me on Friday, I'm going to be going with my co-host Jess from East Coast Red and Gold. We go live at 5 p.m. Pacific and 8 o'clock Eastern. So make sure to check us out on our new channel, Niners Now podcast. Make sure to subscribe to that channel on YouTube. Appreciate the love. Real quick, when you do put the teams that I sent out to you and you put it well, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to just hashtag you on Twitter and
mhm.
then you can copy it and then hashtag me on it. Is that okay?
Yeah, that'll work.
Because you'll see it on Twitter when I put it up there. So I'm going to put team Pete and team, and what I'll do is I'll put our logos. Uh,
Yeah, absolutely.
I'll put our logos on top. So your team underneath your logo and my team underneath my logo, and let's see who has the better team. Oh, look, this guy. But hey, this was our first show. We talked about the defense, how excited we are. Everyone that tuned in, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for being part of the show. We appreciate you. Remember, we're going to be going live on both of our channels every Wednesday at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So you can show me love and then go over and show Pete some love. And we're going to come up with some type of intro that kind of benefits both of us both of our channels. Maybe I'll mix this intro with mine. We'll figure it out.
Yeah, you're
But
the master at that. So
thank you for tuning in. Thank you for being part of the show. Until next time, we are out of here.